Hey everyone, welcome back to the Suburban Homesteader. Today we're going to be setting up and planting out our new vertical garden planter. This one is from Mr. Stacky. It is just one of the companies that we had here in Australia. It'll be very similar to the green stalks that I've seen in a lot of the American-based homesteading channels. And I'm very excited. I haven't had one of these before. And I'm going to be planting out some strawberries. It's going to be our little strawberry vertical tower. And the reason why I've picked this is that, you know, the vertical planters are really easy to set up. The idea is you water from the top, which helps reduce the risk of root rot. And it can be movable, so I want to be putting it on our deck so I can move it to make sure that it gets full sun. And I can keep a bit more closer eye on it. I have tried growing strawberries 3 times before and haven't really been successful. So first time I made like a bit of a, almost like a spiral tower along our old clothesline at our old place. And you know, look, the runners took off quite well. I picked them up from a local community garden that were given out to me. But yeah, they just, I don't know, they did it well originally, and I just don't think they were getting enough sun. And then we also had like issues with like slugs and things like that getting the fruit before us. The second time I tried doing it in like a DIY pot tower, so a bigger pot at the base, and then you kind of stack them up. With that, I might not have been like watering them enough, or might not have been in the right spot. They're a lot harder to move around. So I'm going to try in the vertical stacker. So this is the Mr. Stacky. It's the smaller out of the 2 options. This has like a 30 centimeter diameter footprint essentially. I think the large one has about 45 centimeters. This will get to, I think when once it's stacked, it's about, I think 60-ish centimeters, whereas the other one's about 100 and 105 centimeters. So I opted for the smaller one just because we're going to be doing strawberries, a bit of an experiment. And if I like it, well then we might go on to the bigger one for some other things. Other people have put like herbs and salad greens and stuff in them. You can put a lot of different things in them. But I'm going to be doing strawberries. So this is what it came with. So it comes with the 5 tiers and then the base to collect the water. It didn't come with anything else, so I did want to be able to move it around. So I went to Bunnings and I just picked up this pot mover. I got the one that has extendable, it actually has the ability to extend just in case it wasn't big enough originally. But you know, it literally fits really well, and I'm quite happy with that. So I wanted it to be able to move around, be a heavy duty base or trolley, and to be able to move it around. With the larger Mr. Stackies, I don't know about the green stalks, but they do have the option to have like the base to have a pole, so you can actually stack them on top of the pole, so it's a little bit more stable. I would imagine that's because it's a lot taller. We do have young kids, so I will just have to be mindful of them going up to it and maybe tipping it over. But it's going to be short, so hopefully it won't be as bad. I can always potentially maybe find a PVC pipe small enough to fit through, and I can just, you know, pop it through the center of the 5. Obviously it won't connect to the base itself, but maybe that will be enough, but we'll see how it goes anyway. So you do want to stagger them, so that when they come in a box, they come stacked like that, but then you stagger it and it just locks into place. Kind of reminds me a little bit like the IKEA furniture or the koala furniture here in Australia, where you don't really need any tools. So this is what it will look like, and then, but before we actually really want to stack it up and plant it out, obviously you need to put your mix, your soil mix or your potting mix. And I'm hoping once it has a bit more soil into it as well, that it'll be a bit more stable. So that's it there. So again, like I said, it's only a short one to experiment with, see how it goes. And then it will be on this plant pot mover. So that's it there. So with the varieties that I've chosen, so my husband and my kids bought me this one for Mother's Day. It was just off the bargain bins at Bunnings. It's a Nellie Kelly Strawberry Sweetie. Summer to autumn harvest, very popular summer fruit. Heart-shaped red berries are eaten fresh or used in preserves, salads, drinks, ice, desserts, and as a garnish. So that's that one. And then I bought some runners from the seed collection. I got the Melba and the Tioga varieties. Now both varieties are supposed to be really productive. White flowers, big red fruits. The Tioga has a low acidic type fruit. And so I've never actually bought them like this before. I've only ever had them like, you know, like this. So we're gonna see how it goes. So I'm gonna I'll probably won't put them all. There's about 5 in each packet. And I want them to be able to, so when the runners do set, I want them to be able to tower down. That's the idea about the strawberry tower. So we'll see how it goes. If I have left any excess, I might pop them in some other places. And hopefully I might be able to use them as a bit of a sacrifice for, you know, the lizards and the birds and things like that. So they'll keep away from my strawberry tower. So let's fill it up. Now, I read online to use a few different mixes might be the better option. So we went with like a citrus type potting mix and mixed with a bit of perlite just to have a bit more drainage. But yeah, so we'll mix it up and then we'll get them planted up. Now online it said that the smaller versions of the Mr. Stacky only need 25 litres. So I've got 25 litre of the citrus and fruit premium mix. And like I said, I'll add a bit of perlite into it. So I might just mix it up in this bucket. I'm hoping it only needs 25 litres because I only got 25 litres. The idea is you water from the top and it will seep through the drainage holes all the way through down the bottom, so hopefully, you know, it will help with not needing as much water and preserving the water. So now is the time to do the strawberries. During autumn and winter is when you ideally want to plant. And normally during the summer months is when you harvest. And strawberries can go a bit crazy, a bit of a weed sometimes if you let them. So that's why I'm putting them in here as a bit of a containment. like I said, I eventually put them out. They're supposed to go really well with like apples and things like that too. We'll see. Last one. Let's get planting. Alright. So I'm interested to see what these are like. Carefully just cutting the plastic. Alright. Okay. That's it there. They're supposed to be the runners there. So there should be 5. So there it does. See, I've never had them like this before. They're almost like a bare root. So I'll have a look at planting them out. So that's a Tioga, and this is the the Melba, so I might stagger where I put them. And then, like I said, they'll tower down. Top up more soil when I need to. I cut open the Melba. And they're very similar. So hopefully these go well. The root systems look pretty healthy. So I might stagger. I might put 4 up the top and then kind of stagger them around, and the other one, the Nellie Kelly Strawberry Sweetie, I might put somewhere else. Hi.
I got chippies for you.
Did you? Thank you.
What doing?
Stay there.
What doing?
I'm planting some strawberries. Yeah. They're not strawberries just yet.
Can I grow it?
Yeah, well, we can grow them together.
Where? This?
It's okay. Up top here. Plenty. Perfect.
I found you.
Did you?
Yeah. Talk, mommy.
Hi.
Talk, mom on the watch.
Hi, Elijah.
Talk to mum on my watch.
Tea, Papa.
Ah,
What's
don't
that?
touch, don't touch.
What's that?
That keeps it locked there.
Look.
Elijah, do not touch it.
Okay. What's that?
That's perlite. That helps provide a bit of drainage for when the strawberries grow. Okay, thank you. Very helpful.
I found it.
Thank you. You're gonna have to wash your hands. Your hands are all dirty now.
What's that?
That's called perlite. Thank you. Well done. So that's the tower. I'm gonna water it from the top, and then we'll put it on the deck with on top of the pot mover. Makes it a lot more easier to maneuver. As the plants grow, hopefully they'll step down and take place in some of the other empty spots. And I might just have to prune it back or something as needed so it doesn't go too crazy, but we'll see. So all up, there was 10 runners that I purchased, 5 of the Melba, 5 of the Tioga. And like I said, I'm going to plant the Nellie Kelly out, maybe in apple beds, as a bit of a edible ground cover. Alright everyone, this is 3 months on from building out the strawberry tower. So we had to make a few adjustments. About 4 or 5 weeks in, I had cut my finger really badly and I was trying to water it, and as I was watering it and trying to move it, it tipped over, and that was because I was using my own makeshift system. So obviously it came with the drip tray, and then I had purchased a little plant trolley mover from Bunnings. Ideally I would have liked to have had a 4-wheel one, but they didn't have it for the size, and it was just way too unsteady when you're trying to move it. And to be honest, I thought the kids would be the first one to knock it down rather than me. So I ended up going onto the Mr. Saki website and buying their proper drip tray with a pole to try and see if it would make it a lot more sturdier. I ended up, obviously once it fell over, I put it back onto its original thing, and then I purchased the actual proper one. Now look, it was super flimsy, like it was just literally a tray, and they've somehow connected it to their little trolley system. I'll give you a close up in a second. And then they had a pole coming up, and all the poles in 2, which I think is a downside. And everything just looked flimsy as hell, and it just didn't fit right. So trying to, and it had no cap to it too. So trying to push it would have been a lot better if you had this right from the start before having any plants in there. But you had to pretty much push each of these trays down on top of it, and you had to try and really find and push through the dirt and see where the hole was. The first pole was only maybe yay high, and then it had a little joint connection, and it just didn't fit properly, and it was flimsy, it wasn't fitting on, and it was just a bit of a nightmare putting it together. One big pole probably would have been a lot better than having 2 separate poles and having to connect them with a join, but also having a top to it too. So it's an open PVC pipe that's just roughly hand sawn, I would imagine, and it really needed the cap. I've seen recently that they're selling ones with caps, so I don't know if I've missed it or it's just a recent addition, but I'm just going to quickly go to Bunnings at some stage and pop one on. And look, overall it is a lot more sturdier than what it was before. I can move it around a bit easier. Obviously they're all stabilized by the one PVC pipe, and it's not going too bad. From the fall, I always had to re-put all the runners back in and pretty much replant them. Thankfully, because it wasn't so far into it, they hadn't fully established yet. I don't think that caused too many issues. Out of all the runners, I think there had 10 runners, 3 of them died, so that's not too bad. The other part as well is, because it is a pot, they all have small reservoirs. You have to keep them watered. They dry out super quickly. So if you are getting them, you want to make sure that you have them close to the house and it's easy to quickly water them. But otherwise, look, I'm pretty happy with it. I can move it around. I can follow the sun. There's just a few changes that if I was making these, that could help improve the system. But otherwise it's pretty happy. I'm already getting some flowers come through, and I'm just I can't wait till them to scale down the actual tower and start to pick some strawberries off. I think the kids are really excited for that too. So look, overall it is a good little system. Obviously there's a few different ones out on the market. I'd highly recommend, whether you do it yourself, I just didn't have the time, or you purchased it with it, that having the proper tray with a trolley and having the pipe go all the way down. You could probably just jerry rig something yourself as well if you were quite handy. But otherwise, so far so good. So I'll keep you posted as we continue to progress. And I'll give you a quick snapshot of the actual little trolleys. I watered it last night, so the drip tray is a bit full. So here it is here. I could lock it in place with these little brakes. But you know, the tray that comes with it, obviously it's a lot shorter than where the edge of the trolley is. So I don't even know if they got these from Bunnings, but that was one thing that I was worried about if I got my own four-pronged plant trolley system, is that it was going to be too long, and this one could fit, you know, it fit quite nicely and snug. But yeah, it was just really unsteady, especially when it was weighted and it had the, you know, all the trays on it. So look, overall pretty happy. I'd highly recommend giving it a shot, whether you have just salad greens or if you want to do strawberries like me. But yeah, so far so good. So everyone, that's our strawberry vertical tower. Super easy to do. It'll be interesting to see how the runners go. Like I said, I've never actually grown them from the runner or the crown before. But you know, it's all an experiment and we'll see how it works out. If you like this video or any of our other, check out our other videos. Also subscribe to our channel, the Suburban Homesteader. That will be amazing. And we're also on Instagram, so the Suburban Homesteader AUS. Please head to Instagram and like our page, and I'll see you on the next video.